Okay. Let me see what I can do here. All right, y'all, give me a moment. I'm trying to make sure I got all of my stuff coming up that's live, so y'all can actually see me. Let's find out what this means. All right. I don't know what device is doing what. But I know I got my sound adjusted. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my god. I don't know what what happened, but I got disconnected. So I guess I'm going to start from the top. I'll try to edit these two videos out and upload them properly so y'all can see them uh, without any mistake. But getting back to what I was saying, if we got cut off before, I was talking about what was going on at the DNC convention. Right now, we talked about President Biden going up to talk about how excited he was to be passing on the torch, which we could tell that this was all a false statement, a forced statement at that. You can definitely tell that he was not comfortable discussing how he has fallen from grace by the force out by the Democratic Party. We also talk about how people cannot stand Kamala in the Democratic Party, where she has not helped out the stop of all of the genocide going on in the Gaza Strip. And we also discuss how a lot of men, especially black men, in the Democratic Party are turning against Kamala as well because of her handling of what happened on the Gaza Strip and because of her also horrible record when it comes to giving black men harsh sentences for minor crimes. So, with that being stated, that's where we at with her. But okay, I didn't know what that was. I guess it's my wife. It's all good, honey. So anyway, UAW Sean Fain said he wouldn't have spoken at the Republican National Convention after the Democratic National Convention snubs Teamsters boss. So the United Automobile Workers President Sean Fain spoke at the DNC Monday evening. Now, he talking about that he would not have spoken at the Republican National Convention last month like the fellow union leader Sean O'Brien after President Kamala Harris' campaign apparently snubbed the Teamsters presidents this week. Now, Fain spoke with a small group of reporters on the sidelines of the Democratic National Convention on Tuesday, the day after he gave an impassioned speech calling former President Trump a scab and advocated strongly for Harris's victory. Now, here's the thing. Now, he's trying to play like, oh, well, uh, I would have not talked to the RNC even if you guys would have snubbed me. But here's the thing. Sean O'Brien had every right to do what he needed to do as a Teamster boss to protect his labor working employees. They're not being heard. The American worker right now is not being heard in the Democratic Party. The middle class or the working class. They're being, how can they put it? Fake acknowledgement. You know how somebody nod their head like they understand what you're saying, but they're not hearing or listening to a damn thing you're saying? That's what's going on with the Democratic Party. They're not listening or hearing what the working man is saying. The working man is saying, listen, we want you to look at us. We need to be taken care of. We need our families to be looked after. See, the problem with this whole debacle that the Democratic Party is trying to sell to everybody, the whole we want to have dreamers and people to get a piece of the American dream. They're not telling you that the people that's taking a piece of the American dream are not real Americans and have not went through the process to become a real American. These people have illegally came in here. A lot of these people are criminals. And when you say this, you have a Democratic Party member say, well, when you call an immigrant a criminal, you are being racist. You are spilling hate. You are selling out if you're a black person. No, I'm not selling out shit. If you look at what's going on right now in Chicago, I think it's either Chicago or Washington, D.C. I seen it on AK Nation. Shout out to him. He always talk about some of the realest crimes that goes on in America. He is basically saying that right now immigrants are pushing out single black mothers in the streets, basically homeless. they are trying to put placement for these immigrants so much to the point that they are replacing us as citizens. They even want to give these people the right to vote. They're already giving these people access to get food stamps, to get all types of grants. Think about you going every day to work as an American citizen. You are up here paying these taxes, trying to pay your bills. You're trying to live. And you got this smunk over here that ain't even a part of your country. Didn't even come here through the port of entry the correct way. Ain't even a refugee of war or anything. They're just here to get all the free shit that you as an American deserve from daddy government. And oh yeah, by the way, they get to now get a chance to vote what they're trying to push without no proper U.S. citizenship or ID. All they got to say is, I am an immigrant that just got here. Make it make sense to me. Do you see the UK doing this shit for a citizen? Do you see Italy doing this? Do you see Dubai? Morocco? I mean, I wanted to make sense to me. Are you seeing any of these countries in Africa doing this shit? No. No one's doing it but us. Other people are making people put in work to get that citizenship. You want to be a part of China, or you want to be part of Hong Kong, or wherever the hell you want to go, you got to put in the work. But we're the only country that don't do this right now. We just say, come on in. You can't make this up. Now, you got a lot of people out here saying, well, the Republicans are voting against everything that pertains to making things better for the working class people. Bullshit. They do not. Let's talk about it. The Democratic Party has promised so much stuff to the American people that the only thing they really have come through with is making sure that everybody's college loan damn near got paid. And also, they came through for immigrants to be able to go to these borders wide open. That's it. They have not done anything beneficial for the American people. Black folks, crime is still at an all-time high in all these cities like Chicago and stuff. You will not catch Biden or Kamala Harris while they're at the DNC, or better yet, Tim Walz. You won't see none of them two going in the south side of Chicago, the roughest area, trying to get an understanding of what needs to be done to those projects to make that project safe and beautiful. You know why you won't see them? Because they do not want to be around these undesirables. They just want your ass to vote for them and keep it moving. But on a positive note, we can talk about what is going on with RFK Jr.'s campaign. But before I do that, I want to retouch right quick on a subject that is still going on about impeaching Biden. They want to go ahead on and impeach him. But here's the problem with that impeachment. I don't think it's a good idea to impeach President Biden right now, because that would make, if he gets impeachment to the point that he has to be removed from office immediately, that would put Harris in the driver's seat. And I don't want Harris in the driver's seat, because Harris would then really try to swindle and get the American people vote, because they're gonna look at it as, well, she's already been the president in office. I don't want to really trust it and gamble with Trump again. I'm just gonna stick with what I got. No, I'm telling you, I would not impeach him right now. I would wait till after this is secured and then go after and impeach him then. After we secure the victory. Then you want to impeach him, go and impeach him. Give me 1 second here. Trying to see if there's any other stuff to talk about in so let's look at some other stuff here right quick, and I want to touch base on. All right. So let's see here. Trying to see they got. Oh, I can't find that. I was gonna try to find an article. So we're gonna talk about Roland Martin. Oh, Roland Martin. Roland Martin. So Roland Martin has always been that jackass. I've never ever looked at Roland Martin at first as a bad journalist until I crossed over to the conservative platform. Because for years I was programmed that Roland Martin was this extraordinary black journalist, pro blackity blackity black. But as I gotten older and wiser, I started to realize that Roland Martin is just like the rest of these Democrats. Say anything or do anything to get your vote. Do not give two fucks about you. Now, recently, Mr. BLM activist and Mr. CNN contributor was in Chicago Sunday because all this popped off Sunday. My apologies, it all popped off Sunday. And after he went on Twitter and disrespected this guy named Jamal Green. Again, Jamal Green is a BLM activist from Chicago. He's not he ain't no conservative. I would say at this point he's an independent because he all about policy. But he's not the type of guy that I would jump and say, okay, you know, he's pro-Trump. I would never say that. But Thursday is when this all started on Twitter. The Chicago activist made a post that was critical of the cryptic words like first-time homeowners used by Harris in her economic policy, which she rolled out Friday in North Carolina. Martin called Green dumb and clueless for questioning Harris's policy in response Friday afternoon. Listen, I agree with him on that policy. She's talking about giving people $25,000, middle class and poor class people, to purchase their first house from the government. The government debt, as we know of right now. Hold on for a second. Our national debt right now is as follows, so people can get an idea of what this national debt is. 35 billion. Oh, nope. That's not it. I knew that was wrong. We are at $157 trillion of debt right now as we speak. $157 trillion. So please, tell me how in the hell with that type of debt are we going to be able to give $25,000 to approximately, okay, let's look at the total Americans in the U.S. $345 million people right now is of adults in the U.S. We're gonna do some nice math here. So if we decide that out of that math, you got about, let's say, 30 million people, right? And you're gonna give them $25,000 of down payment at any particular time for the rest of your term. Okay, so we talking about 35 million. Cause I know good and damn well you're not gonna do it, but we're gonna do this for shits and giggles. That is 8 billion damn dollars. 8.75 billion damn dollars. That is going right to our debt deficit again. That means you would have to print out more money. And how do you, what happens when you print out more money than allowed in the circulation? Well, you guessed it, the dollar bill amount starts dropping. So make it make sense to me how we gonna pull this off. That sounds dumb as hell. And what is the plan for these people getting the first time homeowners loan? These people, because you saying that everybody gonna be able to get one, right? So that means you're not gonna worry about the credit that's involved. Because a lot of these 30 million people I just said, damn near 55 to 65% of them got bad credit. So how does that work? Their income is super short. It makes no sense. Can't make this shit up, man. You really can't. But anyway, this man called this young boy stupid. And the BLM activists decided to track down Martin at the DNC, who hosted a town hall that evening to discuss their online disputes in person. Now, video posted by Green showed him confront Martin in a tight crowd. Green wrote that one woman was obstructing Martin to protect him from having a conversation as a man. You tweeting calling me dumb yesterday, Green could be saying in one video before someone else shouted for security. Ha! Yeah, that's about right. That's how these pro-Democrats work. And then everybody seen his facial expression where he was scared to talk to the man. He had a woman right in front of him. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, that's Roland Martin. But like he said, young voices who speak truth do not believe Democrat sell out fools. And he right. The only people that will benefit out of this are the immigrants. Because let's look at that. Right now we got about 10, I say about 10 to 15 million. I'm gonna be kind about it. Let's say 12 million immigrants, right? So we will go with 12 million immigrants. Times that by $25,000 down payment. That's $3 billion. So what can they do with $3 billion? A lot. But it's better than giving $8 billion out. But if you add that along with what they would have to pay the American people that's got bad income, it all comes out to $11 billion. Again, we do not have that kind of money to support in our economy right now due to the inflation. But I know someone's going to say, but Joel, she said that with inflation, she was going to scan it back and put a fixed price on food. Bullshit. That's not going to help out. That's going to add more stress to the market. See, this is why I tell everyone, Before you jump up and get excited what these politicians are saying, you got to know economics. If you know the basics about economics, everything else will come into place. And that's another thing why they don't bet on. They don't bet on people thinking about the basics of how economics works. So that's why they like, okay, I could go and fool them that I could do this and I could do that to get them to vote. And then when you do vote and wait for it to happen, the excuses is, oh, well, it wasn't in the budget. Or I didn't get support from the conservative side. No, the truth is they can't do it because they literally can't. They lied to you to get your vote. So, yeah. But that's how it is. Now, Martin gonna talking about, well, this will appeal to black folks because they be the first. They the one that has the lowest rate of buying a home. Yeah, but you giving them $25,000 down to put down to get a home. Don't you think it'd be best to also give them some kind of financial planning class? Because let me tell you something. It's it's hard to get all this type of assistance to get a house, but it's easy to lose that mug if you ain't know what you're doing. But that's my personal opinion. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I want to give a shout out to everyone that stuck around. I'm sorry about the glitches that's going on my uh, on my YouTube tonight. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Definitely follow your boy. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.